I've taught everything from grade 1 to grade 12. I have taught language arts. I spent 20 years teaching science. I have to think back, it's a long time ago. Science, art. I've taught art, phys ed, social studies, English, language arts. I'm just trying to think. Oh, you know what? I've even taught Ukrainian history. I coached for 30 years as well. So a lot of the teams, like when we went to city finals, when we were at Legal, I remember going to city finals in volleyball, losing in 5, but we did take them to 5 when we weren't expected to even place.
I think Deb is a person who's put everything that she has into her school. You know, whether it was here, whether it was Legal, but she's done absolutely everything, you know, try and push those students through to get them to be successful. In some cases, really kicking and screaming along the way, but she was able to get them there. Like, her success rate was phenomenal.
Definitely is dedicated to her students and to her craft and her knowledge about social studies and the world and what's going on. Like, we're gonna be losing a pretty big wealth of knowledge when she walks out these doors.
Deb Wojtkiw, consistent,
dedicated, very compassionate and caring.
A servant of all humanity.
As a friend, she's very loyal, and she's with you to the end. That's how I see her.
hard worker.
She always gave 110% for her students.
Just a lovely, lovely, lovely lady.
Very determined, and she's also a great educator.
Deb is sort of the mother hen of students. That's what I've noticed, over the last number of years. She sort of dotes on them like a mother would.
She's kind of Baba. She's kind of she runs the show, and she gets those kids and she whips them into shape.
I would have to say she's very devoted to being a teacher. From the conversations I've had with her, retiring wasn't an easy decision, and that had to do with her devotion as a teacher.
It goes back 36 years. I started in Legal in 1979. I already had taught 2 other years in Mayerthorpe, so I was new to the school when I first met Debbie. We did share a common bond as far as background goes, the Ukrainian, the farm stuff, I think the work ethic, the values. Those early days were a lot of fun. We used to go pretty regularly to the Legal bar every Friday. There's a stripper story in there, but I won't get into it, not here.
She's so accepting of kids and things like that. I think teaching, academics with non-academic kids, I think you have to, as a teacher, be very accepting of anybody that comes in, and I think that's Deb. I don't know if I've ever heard her claim or put down any student ever. It was always, here's the kids I've got, I'm going to do the best I can with them. And I think her accepting attitude in the classroom, I think, is one thing that stands out for me.
Deb's one of those people that doesn't really kind of like to stand out. She likes to kind of be there, and she does her job and she does it well, but she doesn't really kind of jump to the front and everyone, look at me. That's not her style at all.
And she was really, really involved with coaching sports. And she was adored by her students. She was this hot blondie, right? And she had a charisma, personality that drew students in. And I think she still does. She's never lost that.
Deb came to us in our 2nd or 3rd year here, I think. And I can remember speaking with her on the edge of a soccer field, and even then she was grilling me about what does the school need, what can I do to be of assistance. And I think that's Deb's legacy, is that gift of service. She's always there to try and help.
Working with Deb Wojtkiw for the last number of years, well, I guess it's been 16 years that I've been working with her. Wonderful to work with, especially in the social studies department. Wealth of knowledge, shares a lot of her information and material, and has been just a pillar of strength at our school for a long time.
Well, I know Deb is a hard worker, very hard worker, and it's been a pleasure working with her over the last, for me, 14 years. And she's been a huge help for me in Social 9. So I remember the first day coming to MCHS thinking, oh my God, like how am I going to get through all of this Social 9, LA 9, and everything else I had to teach. So Deb, you were a huge help for me in the beginning in learning Social 9. So thank you so much for that.
You know, Deb is a woman of hope. She's always optimistic, and she shows that probably exclusively during the lotto season, where she's the keeper of the toonie for the hope that we all don't have to come back to work on Monday, so we don't have to wait till retirement. And unfortunately for Deb, she had to wait till retirement. So that's just the way it goes, I guess.
Right, and she's a darn good traveler. I've traveled with her twice. I've been to Italy and France with her, and I've been to Japan with her. And she's a very good traveler. The kids have a lot of respect for her.
I remember the trip we was fortunate enough to take a trip to Italy with Mrs. Wojtkiw, and the most organized lady, I think, ever, between her and Mrs. Krulak. They had the trip down to a science, and it made my life really easy as a supervisor, and they're fun. It was lots of good times. Had a group of kids that were great, and they looked after them, and it was an awesome trip.
I was fortunate enough to go on 2 bike trips with Deb over the years. And I always found it very funny that, she was able to ride, and then somehow when she got to the big hill, her bike broke down. Now, she continually blamed Jerry for this. I honestly think she just kind of pulled a little pin because, the first time, okay, I could see that, and then all of a sudden the second time, your bike isn't working. I don't know, Deb. I'm not sure if I buy this story,
I know that I'll always appreciate. I've had a number of opportunities to have classrooms next door to her, and it's always great to be able to pop in and have a conversation between classes or after classes. When I was in Run 12 directly across from her, we'd greet students together standing in the middle of the hallway. They would go their way into her classroom or into mine, and then we'd be a little delayed starting class because we'd continue our conversation. And I thought that was always a nice way to get to know a colleague without any drama or anything else going on. It was just natural, casual conversations in a hallway.
Deb and I would have a lot of conversations by the photocopier or by her room and about all sorts of things, about kids in general and their life. That was a nice thing about speaking with Deb all the time. We've known each other a long time, and our kids have known each other, so she was always nice to, in the middle part of the day, just chat a little bit about our personal lives and how things are going.
I would always joke around with Deb. She likes her gardening, and she likes making her wine, but I do know that she also enjoys a good Black Russian, and so conversations on Mondays might include a reference to a beverage or two while she was marking, so
I do remember a particular staff party, end of the year at Raymond Tremblay, and he was our principal, and it involved kind of like lost, and you had to go and find things, and it involved a goat in a car, yes, but it was a lot of fun. Sorry, maybe it was a sheep, I can't remember, it's kind of a blur.
I think the biggest thing I'll always take with me of Deb is that you look at her 2 young gals, Amanda and Sam, and I mean just 2 of the greatest young gals that you would ever see, and they get that from Deb. They get those qualities of being a very respectful, a very well-mannered, a very hardworking person, and that comes from Deb and Jerry too. But I mean, you look at Deb, and she's passed on those qualities to those kids, to her girls. And I know it was always a treat to coach both of them, and that comes from just who Deb is. She can't be anything else but just a sincere, give everything type of person.
I think sometime if this whole creaky world fell apart, it would be to Deb's place that I would head to. She can make wine, she can make salsa, she has a big garden, like you name it, she can do it. So I really admire her for that.
As a teacher, I think Deb felt that if you're going to be in this profession, you be all in.
Deb goes 100% for the kids. She's always, she is here, she works, she spends more hours here than I think anybody, and she works hard for the kids, and she's always worried about what's best for the kids. So she's a worrywart that way, but she puts her heart and soul into it and does a great job.
You could tell when she was frustrated if kids weren't doing well, and she just wanted to be able to make those kids do the best they could. And not every teacher takes that kind of weight on them. She did. And that's something that I'll always take about Deb, is that she's just absolutely passionate and just determined to make sure that every kid is a success. When you hear that term, every kid is success, Deb is the embodiment of that. She really is.
Debbie has expectations and standards, and she relentlessly pursues students to get their work done. And that's very admirable, because I think a lot of teachers that say, oh, well, you didn't do it, let's move on. And that's an important skill in life, and she's taught 2 generations of students to own up to their responsibilities, and ultimately that is what serves you in life. That is her legacy.
Her gentility and her willingness to work hard so that others may benefit and succeed is just a testimony to her benevolence, her empathy, and her grace.
Congratulations, Deb. 38 years is an absolutely amazing accomplishment. You've worked so hard. You've always put the student's best interest first, and you have worked really tirelessly to make sure that you ran an amazing social program.
You're going to have a great run. You've got some grandkids, you've got a huge garden, and you got Jerry. So you got all these things to look forward to, and it's going to be a wild ride for you now that things have ended at school, and good for you. Congratulations.
Keep planting and keep gardening and doing all the things you love to do, and you and Jerry will have a great retirement together.
Congratulations on your retirement. I wish you the best of luck to spend time with your grandchildren, gardening, and just relaxing. And you know what? If you come back subbing, that's awesome, because you can leave the school and not have any work to do at night. So good luck.
I hope you have a wonderful retirement. I hope that Jerry appreciates having you around the house a whole lot more, and live long and prosper.
Enjoy it. I know that you're going to do tons of gardening and tons of cooking, and just enjoy the quiet and the calmness of living out on the farm.
You enjoy it. You absolutely deserve it. Spend some time on yourself. Go spend some money on yourself. Enjoy life. Have fun, Deb.
Hopefully you get a new bike in your retirement. That'd be a good thing. Get Jerry to buy you a new bike.
It's been fantastic working with you for all these years. I wish you all the best in retirement. We'll miss you around here, and good luck to you.
I'm so grateful to have come to know you, not just as a professional, not just as a teacher, but certainly as a friend, and I cherish that. Thank you for traveling with me around the world, and I hope that is not over.
Debbie, I wish you all the best in your retirement. I hope you really enjoy traveling and spending time with your grandkids and gardening and all the things you love to do. And I plan to see you still at book club, so good luck, Deb, and enjoy.
Thank you. 38 years is a credible length of time. There's no way in hell that I'd be able to do that, so all the power to you for doing that. The best to you over these next number of years. Spend time with your family, with your grandchildren. Be safe.
Big congratulations, and I'm still a little shocked that you actually beat me to it. I mean, not technically, but I'll probably still see you next year, so it isn't over by any means, and we'll just have to make more of an attempt to get together for coffee or some of that other stuff as the years go by. Like our friendship is there, and our memories of teaching will become history, but it will always carry us through.